Hey first grade readers, Mrs. Gummo here again, and I am really excited because we are on the second bend, the end of the second bend in our reading unit, and we really only have one more week left in our character unit. Readers, not only have you learned lots of ways to get to know the characters in your books, but you've also learned how to bring those characters to life, showing off how well you know them with your reading voice. Right now, I bet you can count and tell all across your fingers all the strategies you can remember from learning about going on reading adventures, and also ways you get to meet characters along the way. Today, I want to remind you that readers reread to see new details and to learn more about the characters, but they also reread to make their voices smoother. You can reread to smooth out the bumpy parts and to show the big feelings in each part. You know we've done a lot of work on rereading, not only in this unit, but units throughout the year. But particularly in this unit, remember, rereading can help you perform those books. So I have a new book today called Frog and Toad Are Friends. You may have read this before. Frog and Toad are two of my favorite characters, and the author of this book in the series is Arnold Lobel. And so remember, as I read, if you think I need to stop and reread to smooth out my reading and bring it to life, put your hand up and say, "Stop, Mrs. Gummo." Spring. Frog ran up the path to Toad's house. He knocked on the door. There was no answer. "Toad, Toad," shouted Frog. "Wake up, it's spring." What? Did you say stop, first grade friends? You're right. I didn't use all those signs or those clues to help me know how to read. Let me go back and reread and fix it. "Toad, Toad," shouted Frog. "Wake up! It is spring." "Bleh," said a voice from inside. "Toad, Toad," cried Frog. "The sun is shining, the snow is melting. Wake up." "I am not here," said the voice. Frog walked into the house. It was dark. All the shutters were closed. "Toad, where are you?" called Frog. "Go away," said the voice from a corner of the room. Toad was lying in bed. He pulled all the covers over his head. Frog pushed Toad out of the bed. He pushed him out of the house and onto the front porch. Toad blinked in the bright sun. "Help," said Toad. "I cannot see anything." "Oh, what did you say, first grader? Stop?" "Yeah, I better try that again. I see that exclamation point right there, plus the quotation marks." "Help," said Toad. "I cannot see anything." "Don't be silly," said Frog. "What you see is the clear, warm light of April, and it means that we can begin a whole new year together, Toad. Think of it," said Frog. "We will skip through the meadows and run through the woods and swim in the river. In the evenings, we will sit right here on this front porch and count the stars." "You can count them," said Toad. "I will be too tired. I am going back to bed." Toad went back into the house. He got into the bed and pulled the covers over his head. "But Toad," cried Frog, "you will miss all the fun." "Listen, Frog," said Toad. "How long have I been asleep?" "You have been asleep since November," said Frog. "Well then," said Toad, "a little more sleep will not hurt me. Come back again and wake me up at about 1/2 May. Good night, Frog." "But Toad," said Frog, "I will be lonely until then." You're right, readers. Let me reread that again and bring it to life. "But Toad," said Frog, "I will be lonely until then." Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. Frog looked at Toad's calendar. The November page was still on top. Frog tore off the November page. He tore off the December page and the January page, the February page, and the March page. He came to the April page. Frog tore off the April page too. Then Frog ran to Toad's bed. Toad, Toad, wake up! It is May now. What? Said Toad. Can it be May so soon? Yes, said Frog. Look at your calendar. Toad looked at the calendar. The May page was on top. Why, it is May, said Toad as he climbed out of bed. Oh, you're right, readers. I need to stop. Let me read that again. I see that word in italics. I see that exclamation point, and I see those quotation marks. Why, it is May, said Toad as he climbed out of bed. Then he and Frog ran outside to see how the world was looking in the spring. That, my friends, is the end of the first chapter of Frog and Toad. We'll continue on with this book another day. But before I send you off to read, I want to remind you that today, readers, I was showing you that sometimes as a reader, we forget to look out for those clues to help us know how to read. When you do that, or when we do that, you can stop, go back, reread, and fix up your voice to bring the story to life and show those big feelings. Happy reading today, readers, and when you're all done, give yourselves a big round of applause and celebrate your reading. Yay! See you tomorrow.